Viața dublă operates as both a social satire and a tragicomedy about the human condition. What sets it apart from typical sitcom storytelling is its depth, the way it transforms rural simplicity into philosophical observation. The title itself is a metaphor that stretches far beyond its literal meaning. Everyone in Fierbinți is living a double life. Gianni pretends to be successful. Bobița plays the role of a self-made man. Aspirina acts indifferent to love, and Celentano hides his wisdom behind a drunken fog. Each of them embodies an aspect of modern identity fragmentation. The episode opens with a radio announcement about a missing lottery ticket, which soon becomes a symbol of lost hopes. Every villager secretly believes it might be theirs, sparking a chain of absurd interactions. But beneath the humor lies melancholy. The dream of sudden fortune is a distraction from lives of quiet resignation. In one scene, the camera follows Dalida walking home after work. She passes houses with peeling paint and people sitting on benches, gossiping. The narrator's absence makes the silence heavy. The village breathes, decays, and endures. Dalida pauses before a window, catching her own reflection, a visual metaphor for the episode's theme. The reflection looks tired, older, uncertain. She whispers, "Asta nu sunt eu," as though disowning her reflection. It's a small but devastating moment that defines viața dublă. The duality is not just social, but psychological. The show refuses to separate comedy from pain. Even when Celentano and Firicel engage in their drunken arguments, there's tenderness underneath. They know each other's weaknesses, but never exploit them. This paradox, mockery mixed with empathy, is what gives Las Fierbinți its emotional depth. It reminds us that laughter can coexist with sadness, that sometimes the most tragic confessions come disguised as jokes. From a visual standpoint, the cinematography mirrors the dual theme. The vibrant daylight scenes are overexposed, almost too bright, as if mocking the characters' optimism, while the night scenes are dimly lit, suffused with blue tones that swallow their faces in shadow. This chiaroscuro effect visually captures the idea of double life. In one haunting image, Gianni looks into a cracked mirror at the bar, his reflection fractured into two halves. The symbolism is subtle but powerful. I remember watching that moment and thinking about how art often imitates the emotional fractures of real people. Viața dublă reminded me of conversations I've had in small Romanian towns, where everyone seems to be performing normalcy while secretly yearning for something else. There's something distinctly Eastern European about this atmosphere, an underlying fatalism wrapped in humor. One could compare it to Chekhov's provincial dramas, where laughter hides despair. The writers of Las Fierbinți understand this deeply. They use humor not to escape pain, but to frame it, to make it bearable. One of the most poignant scenes involves Aspirina cleaning her makeup in front of a broken mirror. Without the usual background music, the silence feels almost sacred. Her face, half lit, half shadowed, becomes the visual embodiment of viața dublă. She smiles, then her smile fades. In that moment, the audience sees the woman behind the persona. The show's emotional power lies in these silent revelations. Even the secondary characters, like Ardiles or Robi, reflect variations of the same theme, pretending to have control while barely surviving. When Robbie confides that he feels invisible, it's not a punchline, but a confession that resonates beyond the screen. The brilliance of Las Fierbinți lies in its courage to merge laughter with heartbreak, showing that the human soul rarely lives in one truth. Watching this episode, I couldn't help but think of how often we lead double lives, not necessarily deceitful, but divided between duty and desire, appearance and essence. I once knew a man in a small Romanian village who always boasted about his success abroad, though he had never left the country. His stories were absurd, yet strangely poetic. Vieți, duble captures that same tragic poetry. The last scene, with the villagers dancing under flickering lights, feels both festive and hollow. Their joy is sincere, yet their eyes betray fatigue. The music grows louder, and for a moment we forget the duplicity until the lights go out, leaving only laughter in the dark. It's a perfect metaphor for the human condition. We perform, we pretend, and we call it life.